What's up, everybody? This is Celeste the Best with Hustle Hard Radio, bringing Hustle Hard Street Talk. And we have none other than candidate Ken Lanci in the house. We're going to ask him some questions, get his opinion on what's been going on in the media and how everything has been falling into place and out of place for him. So, Ken Lanci, how are you today?
Very well, thank you. It's great to be here.
Yes, it is so nice to meet you. And I want to say welcome to the hood, but from what I've been told, you grew up on 110th and Woodland?
Woodland, yeah, the projects on Morris Black area.
Now, see, y'all, I'm not even going to Morris Black, so I think Mr. Lansing is a little bit more blacker than Celeste the Best. So we're going to start with, I got a few questions here. If you become mayor... When you become mayor, thank you. When you become mayor, what do you plan on doing for the community as it relates to the urban areas?
Well, I don't look at the community just as an urban area. I look at the community as the residents for the city of Cleveland, all residents. And we have to look at, the administration has to look at the city residents first, not about the business community, not about downtown. We have to make sure the quality of life for the residents when it comes to crime, education, and jobs is the best we can do. And over the last 8 years, murders have been more than doubled. Poverty has gone up from 27 to 35%. And our school system, believe it or not, is worse today than it was 8 years ago. So as I look at those individual issues, we could talk about jobs. Jobs, I've already put up a website, which is called findmeajob.me. And that is going to give me information for only the residents of the city of Cleveland. Nobody else can register on the site. You very simply put your information, your contact information, and tell me what job that you do. And there's a drop-down menu of 100 items, and if it's not there, then just type in what it is. What I'm looking for is to develop the human asset database so that we know how many people in what areas are out of work that are already trained. Because in business, the cost of training is tremendous. And so I will know by searching the database after several months of filling the database to be able to target companies that need a trained workforce in specific areas, go see them and say, if you're expanding, come to Cleveland, because I already have 47 of X to be able to give you that are available to work, that are already trained. That's worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So jobs, not a problem. Education, projectlove.org is an organization that I have been involved with for over 20 years. I am chairman emeritus of the organization, and we had a program we started 5 years ago specifically called Believe to Achieve at Collinwood High School. We took the at-risk young ladies. There were 72 that came in 5 years ago. They have a graduation rate of approximately 30%. We were able to turn that around to an 80% graduation rate when I went to graduation last June. I mean, it's a game changer. We had 37 of them went to college, and only 2 got pregnant, but they graduated. A total change of culture for the worst of the worst, when we have the ability now to be able to provide them faith, hope, and love, and also convince them their past does not dictate their future. When they believe that we believe, and we stay with them 24/7, 365 days a year. We're available for helping, mentoring, and assistance in school. Once they learned that we cared enough and they started to care about themselves, they became their own group of helping each other. And so that's what really our kids need, is to belong to something that is very positive. So I have a number of programs that we're going to be instituting, when I become mayor.
So someone like me, you have a place in your area for Celeste the Best. I work with media, so I know you got somewhere in there. I might need a job.
Listen, everybody that registers gives us the opportunity to see what diamonds we have in the city. And, you know, people will talk about, well, there's job sites, go look for a job. I can tell you that I've met people that have put in 100 applications and nothing happens. And it's very difficult to find a job through a job site. However, when I know what we have, I can help individuals. City Hall will have an employment placement department for those that are unemployed. We'll have a mentoring department. We'll have a office of entrepreneurship. These are the things that I've done my whole life and become successful that I want to share. I only have a high school education, so I know what it is to be mentored. And that is the key, going to be the key to my administration, is bringing a lot of mentors into the program.
Now, as you were saying with the murders, how do you expect to lower the murder rate in the city of Cleveland?
Well, the reality of the crime that we have is because there's a total disconnect between the community, our police, and our residents and our activists. The activists are complaining about all the problems. The administration currently says we don't have a problem. The police say we have a problem. The reverends see the people dying, they bury them. And so what I've already started is I brought the reverends, the police, and the activists together. And we sat at a table and we talked about the solutions that will only be developed as we sit and talk. And they are all agreeable. I've told them activists will no longer have to march on the steps of City Hall. They will have an office in City Hall so that we can understand all of the issues on the street. The police will understand it. The reverends will. When we talk about solutions, we'll include reverends and the activists so they could see the solutions, come with patrols, do ride-alongs, become educated in the problems and help us find those solutions that they would consider acceptable for the safety of our officers, but also for the safety of residents.
When I would ride around, I would always see your posters upside down. What was the gimmick in the upside down posters? Tell me about that and how you came up with the idea of it.
Well, it's called marketing. And when you have a specific problem, you have to come up with a solution. And as a result of the media staying away from this race because they've all put their money on Frank, literally donated their money to Frank, they're not going to cover it because the less people that know, the better off they are. And from my perspective, the more people know that there's a race, the better off we are. So I had to do something with my billboard, somehow, some way, so that people would talk and know that there's a race. And so we flipped 15 of them upside down. And I get calls saying, hey, you know, your billboard's upside down. And the media, we had radio, we had TV, it all ran for well over a week. So mission accomplished, and because they only want to write about nonsense. So I gave them some nonsense to write about.
I think that was an awesome idea. Awesome idea. Now, what do you plan on when you become mayor? What do you plan to have enlisted for programs for low-income families? Because we have so many low-income families, and with the government shutting down, starting up, the Obamacare, food stamps getting ready to start, what do you plan on having, you know, what kind of programs planned?
Well, the key to success is to be able to match jobs, all right, with the people that need them. Once we understand from the perspective of those seniors that are on a fixed income, we look at families, and there's a tremendous amount of resources out there. People don't have the opportunity or have the knowledge about what they all are. What I'm going to do in my administration is bring all of these agencies together, and we're going to work together out of a common database that will allow them to, when someone comes in to their organization for assistance, they will be able to see everything that is available for them in one platform. It's not going to be Oh, well, no, we don't do that. I don't know. You have to check around. I don't know who that is. They'll be able to say, once you're in the system, you're in all of them. And as they evaluate you and know what you need, they'll be able to have specific other agencies work with you. That's how we'll be successful in helping the neediest of all.
Now, I hear you give a lot back to the community. I have a fundraiser called the Cancer Comfort Celebration next month. So someone like me, how do I get in touch with your organization for you to come in and represent yourself and, you know, talk to the people on the, we also partnered up with Hospice of the Western Reserve. So how do we contact you to show up and talk to that side of the people?
Well, you know, currently the business community supports a lot of organizations. So the as we call it, the race for the dollar by the smaller agencies makes it very difficult. And they typically want you to put a plan together, submit the plan, and the results. And I'm all for that. I mean, it doesn't make sense to support organizations that don't show a measured result. Some organizations will support those people that, again, are the least of us, that all you're doing, which is not all you're doing, what you're actually doing is keeping people from falling over the edge. And so when I become mayor, my administration specifically is going to be able to address those issues of the smaller agencies. I believe that there's a level of service you have to be able to provide as an organization. And I know everybody is well-intentioned to want to start their own organization, but you have to realize that it is expensive to operate an organization before you get to $1 that goes to the need. So businesses will look at that and say, it's too small, big overhead, no money getting to where it needs to go. And you have to overcome that. The way you do that is you work with other people, a greater number of people, so that you have a greater opportunity to raise money in mass and get results. That's what they want to know.
So we're wrapping it up here in 1 minute or less. Tell me what you want to tell the people.
I want to tell the people that this is the most important election for the city of Cleveland in the last 50 years. This is the opportunity for residents who have been forgotten in this city, absolutely forgotten, to step up and take control, take the power back. The power that we have as a citizen is our vote. The presidential election does nothing for you except make you feel good. The governor makes you feel good if you want to pick one. Your congressmen, your senators, they're one of many. Your mayor is the one person that dictates your future and the quality of your life. And the fact is that the current mayor has not addressed that and helped you one bit. He has turned his blind eye to all of the needs of the community, only giving you lip service. So I am here to tell you that if you vote for Ken Lanci on election day, you will take the power back because you will be first. I am not political. I am definitely biblical. I serve God and his people. Other people in politics serve government and money. I don't need a job. I don't need a career. I don't need any money, and I don't need a political party. For the very first time in their lives, they will have somebody working for the greater good of all, and that includes each and every one of them.
That's awesome. And really quick, I have a quick personal question. How does your wife feel about being ready to share her husband with Cleveland? Think she's okay with that?
Well, she's okay with that, and I have to tell you that if you notice, my billboards and my buses all have our picture together, and she is she's looking forward to being involved in the education of our children, and more importantly, to help to stop the violence against women, and she has found out that in the community they refer to a mayor's wife and a pastor's wife as first ladies, and so they have welcomed her and are looking forward for her to be their first lady, to have a voice for all of them.
Well, you guys, y'all heard it here first. Hustle Hard Street Talk, Ken Lanci. You guys get out there and vote. If you don't vote, you don't have a voice, which means you can't complain about anything that happens. So vote for the man that you think is best. I can't tell you who, but you heard it from the horse's mouth. Vote for the man. I know I'm voting, but who I'm voting for, you'll never know. But if you smart, you'll vote for the one where you know it's gonna help the community, and we need help. And evidently, we haven't been getting it for the past few years under the mayor that we have now. So we need a change. It's time for Cleveland to get a change. And maybe, and hopefully, with God's will, this right here is the man, Ken Lanci. Hustle Hard Street Talk. This is Celeste the Best. We'll check you guys out soon. Take care. Peace and love.